Okay, Nick, to start things off here, let's just take a look at the change in the unemployment rate. It's only been a couple of weeks here, but the change in the unemployment rate from January to February. What did we see?
Oregon's unemployment rate fell to 5.8% in February. That's a big drop from the 6.3% rate of January.
Now, when we look at how the unemployment rate is calculated, can you give us just kind of a brief overview of what actually goes into calculating an unemployment rate?
Sure. Oregon's unemployment rate is calculated by the federal U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it's done the same way for all states. And it's essentially based on a survey of households where they contact each household, ask about how many people live in the house, how many are employed, how many aren't working, and if they're not working, are they actively looking for a job? It's those folks who are considered unemployed.
So if someone is receiving unemployment benefits, that doesn't seem to go into the formula.
Well, whether or not someone is receiving unemployment insurance benefits doesn't factor into the definition of unemployed for these statistics. It only matters that someone doesn't have a job, but they want a job, are available for a job, and are actively looking for work.
Okay. So when we look at the unemployment rate continuing to fall, what are kind of the main drivers here that are creating this drop in the unemployment rate?
Well, Oregon's seen a lot of job growth over the last year. We've added nearly 57,000 jobs for over the last year for a growth rate of 3.3%. That's really strong job growth. So when we're seeing this much new jobs being added, the unemployment rate's bound to fall.
So can you kind of put that in perspective when we look at 3.3%? How does that historically stack up for Oregon as far as job growth is concerned?
Well, it's been a while since we've seen this much job growth. Obviously, we had a slow recovery coming out of the recession, and things didn't start picking up until about 2 years ago. Right now, we're adding jobs at about the same rate as we did in 2006. We're actually adding jobs faster than the U.S. is.
So where did we see the job growth industry-wise last month?
The sectors that added the most jobs in February were leisure and hospitality, which consists mostly of restaurants, and healthcare and social assistance, which always adds a lot of jobs. It has been throughout the recovery. Right now we're seeing particularly strong job growth among care facilities for the elderly and doctors and dentist offices.
So how would you kind of characterize this picture this month of the unemployment rate or the economic situation for Oregon? How would you kind of encapsulate that?
Well, it's a good job market right now in Oregon. A lot of jobs are being added, unemployment rate's falling. All the indicators are pointing in a good direction. In February, Oregon added 2,400 jobs, which is good job growth, but not as strong as the job growth we've seen over recent months. It's the lowest job growth in 6 months, but it's still good news.